Today's lesson will focus on how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. By the end of today's tutorial, you will be able to make a delicious peanut butter and jelly sandwich. We're sure you'll give yourself a thumbs up for the fine product you create. There are 6 steps to making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, all of which can be seen here. We'll go through each of these steps in greater detail. We'll also give you some do's and don'ts along the way for each step. You can remember these steps with a handy mnemonic device, IOAPSI. IOAPSI stands for ingredients, one spread, another spread, put together, cut, and enjoy. IOAPSI. Step 1 is to gather your ingredients. The ingredients you will need are 2 slices of bread, peanut butter, jelly, and a knife for spreading. Be sure to check expiration dates. We don't want anyone to get food poisoning from one of these sandwiches. If, like us, you are trying to be healthy, you may consider choosing a natural peanut butter and jelly that are free of chemicals and additives. For some, gluten-free breads may also be a better choice. A few don'ts. Be careful as you take the bread out of your pantry. You don't want to squish the bread and change its shape. Also be careful as you carry the jars to the counter. You don't want them to fall to the ground and break. And if you are using natural peanut butter, don't forget to stir. Step 2 is one spread. Your goal here is to spread the peanut butter evenly onto one of your slices of bread using a knife. Be careful not to rip the bread with your knife. Also be careful not to put too much or too little peanut butter. If you aren't making the sandwich for yourself, you may need to ask the person you are making the sandwich for to know how much is just right. Step 3 is another spread. Now is the time to repeat what you just did, but with the jelly. Be careful not to put on too much jelly, and don't use a flavor the eater won't like. We all have our preferences. Step 4. Put together the 2 slices of bread with each spread facing toward the inside. Be careful not to push them together too hard. You don't want your sandwich to be all smushed. Step 5 is the C in IOAPSI. This step is optional but highly recommended to make it easier to hold and eat the sandwich. If you are making the sandwich for someone else, especially a young child, be sure to ask them what their preferred cutting shape is. There are so many choices, and in our experience, people can have strong opinions on this. Finally, it's time to enjoy that sandwich. Just be sure you don't do it like the guy in this video. Here's an overview putting all the steps together. All right, we think you've got it now. Take a swing and try to make one for yourself. If you start to get confused, just take a deep breath and think, IOAPSI.